So last week on Instagram, I asked you all to tell me your weirdest like diet tips and health hacks. Some of the things that I've heard people say are just like so ridiculous and so not based in science whatsoever that I have to address them. Like I have to. And I also thought this would be fun. Also, I'm wearing the same shirt as last week, but in yellow. Sorry. Hey, I'm Whitney. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I'm an intuitive eating and anti-diet dietitian, body image coach. I work virtually, so you can work with me anywhere in the world. I also have a couple other options. Definitely go check that out on my website. Go down to the link in my description below and go click all those links and go look at everything I had to do. I'm out here trying to be James Charles and like speed talk my way through this. I'm not totally innocent in this game. Like, I've written some stuff that was super diety and problematic back in the day when I was heavy in that diet culture bullshit. I'm also going to be addressing things that I've said in the past too. Make sure to subscribe, turn the little bell, get my notifications. Oh my God, I messed that up. Okay, let's do this. So the first one, I thought this one was a joke. If you don't wear a jacket outside in the cold, your body has to burn more calories to stay warm. What? This one blows my mind. What in the world? Here's the thing. If you are willing to risk hypothermia and like injuring yourself, injuring your body from cold weather, from being cold for weight loss, please get help. Like, you need to reprioritize ASAP. So problematic. Like, please ask for help. Ask me for help. I'm taking new clients. Like, let's do this, okay? When you read something online in a desperate moment to lose weight because you hate your body, or by the way, if you ever feel fat, go download the I Feel Fat workbook, because that workbook will help you navigate your feelings of fatness, because fat's not a feeling and you've got other problems underneath that you can address, and so it helps you do that. I know we can read things sometimes that like sound easy, like, oh, I can do that. I could just dress so that I'm cold all the time. Say it out loud to a friend who isn't on a diet, and decide whether or not this is a good idea, okay? So the second one is very similar to the first. If you constantly fidget, you will burn more calories, thus allowing you to eat more. I don't know. I will say that I do like that this one is allowing you to eat more. You're allowed to eat as much or as little as you want. I take that back. You're allowed to eat as much as you want to feel satisfied. You're allowed to eat past the point of satisfaction. Technically, you are allowed to eat as little as you want, but I'm out here trying to prevent eating disorders, so I would say keep on eating. The second thing that really bothers me about this one is that the idea that fidgeting will help you burn more calories is something that dietitians learn in relation to like patients with Parkinson's disease who fidget, and they might be at risk for malnutrition if they're not eating enough. And if they're not able to eat because of the fidgeting, the fact that it has been taken and used as dieting advice is not only just like ableist as all can be, and by that I mean it's able-bodied people taking something that is extremely difficult for a lot of people and saying like, use this to lose weight. Also, can we just talk about the fact that trying to fidget all day long if you don't naturally fidget is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous advice. Again, we're coming back to like, say it out loud before you do it and see if it sounds ridiculous, because if it does, it is. I would shy away from any health tips that encourage like an obsessive behavior. Yeah, this one is one that I have said in my past, and I'm not proud of it. If you wouldn't eat an apple, then you're not actually hungry. I'd like to point out that the person who contributed this one to my poll said if you wouldn't eat fish and broccoli, then you're not actually hungry, which either they live in a different country and this is just like that country's version of if you wouldn't eat an apple, or the fish and broccoli thing is like the newest iteration of this health tip. Last night I was really craving gnocchi, so I had some. I was not craving fish and broccoli last night. That doesn't mean that I'm not hungry. And that doesn't mean that my cravings are not valid. It just means that I didn't want fish and broccoli. The other thing I don't like about this, it also invalidates any reasons to eat that might not be about health. You don't only have to eat for health. That is a ridiculous request, to only ever eat for health for the rest of your life. You can't just crave something and want to eat something just because you want to eat it. It just doesn't make any sense. That's not hunger. That is not a good definition of hunger. And if you don't know what hunger and fullness feels like, and see description to work with me. Okay, this fourth one, I have made this recommendation before. I have even told my friends this recommendation, and honestly, I have a lot of guilt about it. I would like to formally apologize to anyone who I've ever said this to. I'm sorry. Drink water when you're hungry because you're probably just thirsty. Oh, like, I'm sorry. While that may be true in some instances that you actually are thirsty, for the most part, I would say that is kind of just like restrictive bullshit. I really just don't support that recommendation. I think the biggest problem with that recommendation is that it is encouraging you to ignore your hunger signals or assume that every hunger signal is actually a thirst signal, because for people who diet, a lot of times your hunger signals and your fullness signals are muted because your body is not certain that it's going to get the source of nutrients or consistent feeding that it wants. Physiological change that happens when you start restricting your body or when you don't have food access, your body shuts down the like more obvious hunger and fullness signals, like your stomach growling, like the feeling in your stomach when you're hungry, because it's a protection mechanism. It's trying to protect you. It's our body assumes that we are in a food insecure state, maybe we're in a famine, in which case it's not helpful to be constantly reminded that you're hungry. So one of the things that I have to do with a lot of my clients is walk them through, here are your hunger signals, here are the things that you have been ignoring as hunger signals in an attempt to diet, and let's reconnect with that and let's consistently refeed your body so that your body knows that it's gonna get food. So that's why I don't like it. It encourages hunger and fullness to be minimized to something as simple as like, oh, maybe you're just like thirsty, when really maybe what's happening is what you see as mindless eating or an unspecific craving for food is actually your body wanting food and you not feeding it enough. So feed yourself. The last one is sabotage half of your meal. Last week I made a video why you cannot pursue weight loss and intuitive eating at the same time. I'll link it in the description below. This is exactly why. I'm not saying that every diet recommends that you do this. I used to read this advice. You're literally sabotaging yourself so that even if you're hungry at the end of the meal, you won't keep eating. Think about what I just said. Even if you're hungry at the end of half of your meal, do this thing to prevent yourself from continuing to eat. That makes me so angry that people put tips like this out on the internet, that even if you're still hungry, like you can't eat. Don't eat, because you being a thinner version of yourself and shrinking your body is more important than you feeding your body. It's just not, please eat. Okay, I have a list of probably 15 or 20 of these. If you would like more of these videos, please comment below and let me know. Click the thumbs up so that I know that you like this video. Let me know in the comments below if you have even weirder health advice and I'll include it. That's pretty much it. Okay, bye. Apple. They're really good. You know what's funny is I think this ended up in my bag. Cool. Is there a cute way to eat apples?